Hey everyone, what is going on? My name is RedArcherLive and welcome back to the channel. In today's Payday 2 video, we're going to be talking about the brand new developer update from Overkill Software, talking about the new things coming soon to Payday 2, as well as containing a special message from Starbreeze's new interim CEO. I'm going to break down everything that they talk about and talk about it in a bit more detail, so without any further ado, let's get right into it and roll the intro. So this is Overkill's first community update since 2021 began, and while there isn't a great deal of information to it, they do drop some hints as towards future content and share some interesting figures. So let's start by breaking down this developer update, and it opens up with Almir and Elizabeth talking a little bit about their Christmas holidays, what they got up to, all that good stuff, and then they break down a few new interesting facts about the Payday 2 community. First off, they've reached 7 million members on Steam, which is now the biggest community on Steam for any game on there, which is pretty damn cool. 100,000 of which have been gained in the last month alone, so Payday 2 is still clearly getting some serious popularity. And I'm just generally getting the vibe from this introduction that maybe they might make these dev updates regular. As we know, we had one not so long ago where they confirmed Infamy 3.0 for update 200, shared a bit about the end of the Silk Road campaign, and confirms that more content was on the way. That did come out in November, so maybe it won't be a monthly thing, but I hope that they actually do more of these dev updates, because I quite like the idea of people from Overkill talking to the community and explaining things, kind of like what they used to do with consoles, where they used to do the status updates of the Crime of Edition. I know in those they didn't really give a lot of information at any one time, but it was good to have that transparency as much as possible and know that they were kind of like doing their best to address the community. I like that stuff and I want to see them carry that on. But then after that they had a special message to play from their new interim CEO, Tobias Sjorgen. If I am saying that wrong now, I'm going to own it, but I'm doing my best to pronounce it because I'm not good with Swedish names. But anyway, for those of you who didn't see my video covering this a few months ago, Mikael Nermark, who has been the CEO of Starbreeze since Bo Anderson's departure in 2018, recently left the company citing personal reasons and henceforth has no longer been the company's CEO. So Tobias had to step up and become the interim CEO, which means that for the time being he's the CEO. He's not been confirmed as the full proper CEO. He may end up being that, he may not be, but for the time being he is the man in charge. And he had a special message from the community, and before I analyse it, I think for this section it is worth putting it on the video so you can watch it through yourself. It's not very long, so let's roll it.
Hi, my name is Tobias Sjorgen and I'm the acting CEO of Starbreeze. I'm really delighted to be here today, and I can assure you all that we're fully committed to delivering the best possible Payday experience. Everyone at Starbreeze and Overkill are fully committed to our community. Thank you for your support of the Silk Road campaign. It became a great success. Your dedication and you sticking with us is a really great motivation for us all to continue to create awesome content for Payday 2 and to create the best possible heist experience in Payday 3. Now, I know all of you are very interested in learning more about Payday 3, and I can assure you, as soon as we can tell you more, we will. In the meantime, rest assured, we're working hard on the game and to secure the right publishing partner for it. It's really important for us that we find the right partner in crime, so to say, because we want to work with somebody who shares the same respect for the community and love for the game as we do. So, as Dallas says, let's do this.
So there we go, our first message to the community from Starbreeze's CEO, Tobias Sjorgen. So, as he states in the video, he is the acting CEO. Like I said, he's not the full-on CEO yet. He's not been voted to be so. He may be, he may not be, we don't know. I'm glad that he's reinforced the same things Mikael Nermark said, though, about being fully committed to the Payday community. That matters a lot. As a lot of us know, Overkill and Starbreeze have made a hell of a lot of mistakes in the past by trying to diversify too far beyond what they could do. But it means they're still focusing on Payday. They're not stretching their assets to things they don't need or should be doing, like Star VR and stuff like that, because that was just a whole other mess that we don't need to get into right now. But he then states that the Silk Road campaign was a great success, and I'm glad to have heard that, because I was getting the impression, just from the way they were talking about the updates over the last year or so, from the amount of people playing the game, from the amount of people talking about it, that the DLCs had sold quite well. So provided they're actually being accurate there based on sales figures, that's good. I'm glad to see them making money off these DLCs, because at the end of the day, what do they need the DLC money for? They need it to fund Payday 3, to keep more content coming out. So if they're doing well, that helps Payday 3 a lot. So if that's the case, we can all be very happy. He then specifies they're going to continue making Payday 2 and then focus on the best possible heisting experience for Payday 3. Good. Glad to hear it. He then addresses the lack of the publishing partner by saying there still is not a publishing agreement for Payday 3. They haven't found a publisher yet. But Tobias has said that they need to find somebody who, quote, shares the same respect for the community and love for the game as we do, which is good, because I want them to be able to find someone like that. I discussed this a bit in a previous Payday 3 video, but it's very important that Starbreeze finds somebody to publish the game who doesn't want to change anything about it. I made an argument in that video talking about Life is Strange. I know it's not a similar game, but this story does apply. Every single publishing studio that Dontnod, the developers, took the game to Take-Two wanted to change something about the game. They either wanted the lead character to become a male, they wanted the female lead character to be more sexually attractive, loads of stuff like that. There was a really interesting article about it. If I can find it, I'll put it in the description for anyone who cares. But the point was, they found a publisher in Square Enix who said, we don't care, we like the game as it is, we'll publish it as it is without changing anything. And that's what Payday 3 needs. They need to find a publisher who doesn't want to change anything about the game, not force Overkill or Starbreeze's hand. Payday 3 needs to be Overkill's own thing because they know what they're doing with Payday 2. They've made mistakes, yes, we all know this, but the safest hands are still their own. So as far as I'm concerned, while it is still sad we've not had a confirmation yet as to a publisher, I'm glad that they're still looking for someone who is going to just let them get on with it, but give them the funding and the publishing that they need for the game. They were meant to confirm a publishing partner in the first half of 2020, but with everything going on with the pandemic and all that stuff, it's all been delayed. So now I don't know when the publishing agreement is going to be met. I did think it might have happened towards the end of 2020, but since now Tobias has confirmed that they're still looking, who knows? I mean, hopefully we get it this year, because the game is supposed to release between 2022 and 2023, which means at the earliest, Payday 3 could release as little as a year away. I'm not saying it will, and I don't think it will, but it could. So, you know, at some point they kind of need to have a publisher ready for when that game does come close to release, so they could start teasing the game, promoting it, making trailers, and all that good stuff. And that closes off Tobias' message. Now, I personally am going to miss MafiaChee. I've talked about this before. I think that he really is the main reason Starbreeze is still afloat. He directed the company out of the darkness they were in and got them back into some kind of financial security as best as he could so far, with them paying off all the debts, etc. And I'm glad to see that now that Tobias has taken over, the vision of full focus on Payday has not changed. As far as I'm concerned, it seems like Tobias knows what he's doing, and I'm hoping that will continue going forward with the rest of Payday 2's content releases, and then finally the drop of Payday 3 in the next year or two. Alma and Elizabeth once again reiterates that as they confirmed in November, more Payday 2 content is coming, and then Elizabeth confirms the next heist will be taking place in San Francisco, the first time a Payday 2 heist has visited that city of America. And that's it for the developer update. That is everything they've talked about in the video. Quite some interesting stuff there, not loads of stuff to really expand on as much as I'd like to. I would have loved a bit more information about the next update, but to be fair, going by their track record, the next update isn't going to be out until next month or March. It seems at the minute as though there's roughly 3 to 4 months between every single content update for Payday 2 on PC that contains, you know, paid DLC. We'll just see what happens and see what gets confirmed as the time approaches. But that brings an end to the breakdown of the Payday 2 developer update featuring Alma and Elizabeth. As I've said, I would really like to see them make this more of a regular feature and actually do more of these to share information as things happen. It doesn't necessarily have to be monthly. It would be nice to have something to look forward to every month, but if they don't have the information, obviously they can't just put out content for the sake of it. It's like when people say to me, where's the console videos? I can't make console news up. You know, if something happens, I can report it, but I can't do anything else if nothing's happening. So I just like the idea of them being as transparent as they can with what content is coming, what's happening behind the scenes. I love that stuff when companies are being that transparent and bringing the community into the conversation. So I really hope they keep that up. I really do. I'm interested to see what the San Francisco heist is going to be, and I'm glad that Tobias seems to have the same ideas as MafiaChee. But that is it for now. That is all I've got to say about the developer update. I hope you have enjoyed this video. As always, if you have, you know what to do. Make sure you slap that like button to let me know you've enjoyed this content and would like to see more. And if you happen to be new around here, why not click that subscribe button, because it's quick, it's free, and I'll always love you for doing so. Just a reminder of a few of my other projects and socials for those of you who don't know. We have the Discord server. If you're not a member of that, make sure you head to the link in the description. Follow me on Twitch to keep in touch with all of the latest live streams that I do. And if you can't catch me on Twitch, make sure you follow the Red Archer Live stream archive here on YouTube to keep up to date with all the VODs that I upload on that channel. There's also my brand new non-Payday channel, The Cosmic Vortex, wherein I talk about things to do with Marvel, Doctor Who, all that good stuff. There's a video coming out very soon breaking down episode 4 of WandaVision, so look forward to that if you're into the Marvel stuff as well. A link to that channel will also be in the description. You can follow me on Twitter at RedArcherLive and on Instagram as well at RedArcherLive if you fancy following me on some socials. And finally, if you want to support the channel beyond what you already do by watching, liking, commenting, all that stuff, then you can support the channel via Patreon or via a channel membership. The links to both of which are in the description. The Patreon link will also be on screen now. Thank you to everyone supporting me on both of those platforms. You're all credited in the outro. I truly do appreciate it. And to anyone who does want to support me, donations are never expected, but are always appreciated. But either way, that'll do me for this video. I will see you all next weekend with a brand new Payday 2 video. Until then, thank you all so much for watching. Look after yourselves, stay safe, and I'll see you all soon. Thanks for watching, guys.